The Jacksonville 95ers tipped off their second year in the TBL on Thursday, March 6 at their new home, at least for the 2025 season, the Buccaneer Gym at First Coast High School. The season opener was against a rampaging Tampa Bay Titans, who had already racked up their first win of the season, a 129-111 result over the Savannah Buccaneers. Before tip-off, the 95ers celebrated winning the South Atlantic Conference title last season and paraded the trophy while serving up some entertainment with their dance troupe, The Rush. That, however, turned out to be the only celebration on the night, as the fast-moving, seemingly well-oiled machine of the Titans kept pouring in the points to a 120-103 win.
Ball, here now comes the Titans, all the way to the basket. Seconds to go. And that one is a floater.
That bounced off his head a little bit there.
Yeah. And here they come again, the Titans, and puts up a shot, and you see that now, that's exactly what you don't want. And here goes. Easy layup there, easy bucket.
It was evident that the early season rust needed to be shaken off by the 95ers, who seemed to lack chemistry, cohesion, and rhythm.
Strong defense that time by the Titans. And the 95ers are doing everything they can at this point, Coach, to get that ball to go up and go in. It's just not happening.
Absolutely. Luke right now is shooting 0%. I think he's 0 for 6.
Right for the first 5 minutes of the game. Now he's found some
workman.
And here's Davis for 3. That time he's off. And here, 3-point attempt, no good.
With that said, however, we saw the potential team leaders that could be relied upon to carry this team throughout the season if they are to retain the divisional crown and make the playoffs. One such is Deion Johnson, who had 17 points on the day on 8 of 15 shooting. Aluk Adub is expected to use his experience to lead the charge. On the day, however, he only had 14 buckets on 6 for 7. More on him later. Jacob Arenda hustled his way to 16 buckets, while a vocal Mike Millsap showed leadership qualities off the bench as he added 10. It was a quick turnaround for the team, as the very next evening they were on the road to Tampa to once again face the Titans. And again, the Central Florida team had the measure of their opponents from the north, winning 114-99. Dylan Cormier led the 95ers with 26 points, while Johnson added 19 and Millsap 13 as the only double-digit scorers. With only a day to rest, the Jacksonville team was back at home at the Buccaneer Gym on Sunday the 9th to face the Raleigh Firebirds. Now, the Firebirds had played one and had come away with a 124-102 win over the Savannah Buccaneers. The first half basically belonged to the visitors, who outscored the 95ers and held quarterly leads of 20-25 and 51-44. The third quarter proved no different, as the 95ers struggled to put together any sort of a run long enough to overtake their guest, 84-72.
Abdullah puts up a shot. Abdullah, he buries that one.
That gets contagious to the team.
Here's a shot put up and a 3 there. Whoa, beautiful shot that time. That is Daquan Antoine. And this is Gamble, has a loop on him. And Gamble,
it's going to be an interesting matchup all game. It got to be a foul.
And he draws the foul. And Thomas from the corner, 3-ball.
That all changed, however, in the first half of the fourth quarter, as the 95ers got that momentum going, and through the first 6 minutes, took a 3-point lead, 90-87.
Johnson, here now is a loop.
Good ball movement. They need to put the ball in the basket. There he is.
And Aluk gets the first 3-pointer, looking for a pass. Aluk goes cross-court. This is Davis. He puts up a 3. Davis, and he sinks that one.
All right, that's a good sign. We get the 95ers on the roll, start hitting for threes, and things change because now they got to step out on the three-point shooters.
Indeed.
They were unable to sustain their pressure and allow the Firebirds to rally, no pun intended, and lock it up at 103 apiece. So the first overtime saw the Jacksonville team jumping into a lead. But again, their inability to close through empty possessions and turnovers allowed the Firebirds to tie at 111. On to the second overtime, and again, not being able to put together a solid 5 minutes led to the team from Raleigh emerging with a 129-120 win. A third loss in a row for the home team. However, this time there were more positives to take from the game. The fact that they stayed in a game that they trailed by as much as 12 points and were able to come within points and seconds of a game win was commendable. But let's hear from Coach Dwayne Joshua.
It's definitely a heartbreaking loss, man. I thought my guys fought well at the end, but the problem is, man, we gotta play smarter. You know, a couple of possessions here and there that caused them to get the 5-point lead. So a lot of the actions that we've seen, man, was on the scouting report, and I think we needed to do a better job of execution down the stretch. But we're gonna figure it out. And I'm confident in our guys. I've seen some things I like, I've seen some things I didn't like, but we're definitely gonna figure it out.
Now, Luke really stepped up to his game. He played 48 minutes, throwing down 32 points on 10 of 18 from the field, with 3 of 4 3-point attempts made. He had a perfect 9 from 9 from the free throw line, while grabbing 8 boards, 5 at the defensive end, and effecting 3 blocks.
I've been, getting on Luke a little bit because he kind of started the season a little slow. He hasn't been giving us the performance that I know he's capable of. And I think Luke did a great job picking it up, after the bad first 2 games. But I'm proud of him, man. I think we got, a long way to go, and we're looking forward to getting better next week in the lab.
Cormier contributed 22 buckets, as he was also 9 of 9 from the charity stripe. Johnson added 17, Ethan Jones 15, and Mike Millsap 12 points. Jones was busy on the offensive glass, taking down 6 of his 8 boards. So with 3 games in the bag and 3 losses, how does Joshua see his team going forward?
Much better, but we still got a long way to go. But I would say it's much better. We're getting there.
Owner Kevin Walters is also relaxed about the current situation.
Our division is a tough division, so it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So we know that. So right now is just about getting better every day.
Next up for the Jacksonville 95ers is an away trip to the Buccaneers on March 13 before facing the same opposition on the 16th at home. Now, you'll see a lot of that as the South Atlantic Conference only has 4 teams, so there's a lot of playing each other over the 3 months of the competition. Hopefully, you can join us at the Buccaneer Gym on the campus of First Coast High School or watch live at tbltv.com. We'll also have a review here on SSB. Until then, go 95ers!